My hair looks like crap.
I hope you guys heard that. She's just complaining about her hair.
Sorry.
Dennis here.
Chrissy.
Muddy Water Search and Recovery. And Jen and Tamara and Catfish. Hope y'all are doing well.
God, look how poofy it is.
In just 1 minute to live, he'll be late. Typically, yes. I can't argue that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for joining us on the live tonight. Here in a bit, we're going to get into human trafficking awareness. There is a lot going on with that.
Hey, Dan.
But going to start tonight with some sad news. We got word tonight that Joni Wilcox, if you remember, she was missing from the Kansas City, Kansas area. She has been located deceased. So our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to her family.
Yeah, that was a shocker, too. When Megan was reading it to me, I thought, no, that can't be the same one. And sure enough, it was her. So
we were getting so many reports of people that believed they were seeing her.
And they probably were. It's just, but yeah, they did find her deceased. So.
And hey, Mark, how you doing? And Joanne.
Tamara wants to know. Oh, I thought she said no sound. Tamara says, Bobby Kennedy, why do they call you Catfish?
I have seen the pictures to prove why they call him Catfish.
Yeah.
That is a catfisherman right there.
Now, how old was she again? Do you remember?
I don't.
She was an older lady, like 40s, 50s,
in fact,
I think.
If you want to do that, I'll grab it.
Yeah. Well, Jen, I used to dive and recover boats underwater. They say I swim like a catfish. I also catch 100-pound catfish. Dan, he catches minnows. Okay. So, as Denny said, we're going to be talking about human trafficking tonight. There's quite a bit about this. So, Denny gets caught up here. Okay. I don't know how well the pictures will come out, but this is Joni. Hopefully you guys can see her. She was missing from Kansas City, Kansas, went missing November 8th of 2022. Let's see. She was last seen, this is what it said, in the vicinity of North Washington High School area in Kansas City, wrapped in a brown blanket. She was in need of medication and whatnot. But yeah, they did find her deceased. So horrible. Poor thing. Goodness. Okay. So yeah, catches minnows. Did you see that?
Boy, if that's a minnow.
Those are big minnows.
With Dan then.
What did that say? Dan's just jealous he can't catch them. But out of a big store.
Oh, man, Dan, that was a lot of information. I am still going through all of that. And again, Dan and Catfish, we're in contact with a lot. They've been such a huge help on a lot of these cases, digging into them. Catfish, with his previous experience, sharing his knowledge.
Yes, very smart, very knowledgeable. Absolutely.
And Jennifer, we can't leave Jennifer out. All of the work that she has done has been incredible as well. Yeah. And guys, Alex will be joining us live here shortly, and we'll bring him up when he comes on here. And we have another person who's a new member of Muddy Waters.
Yep.
That if he's available, I send him the link. If he's available, he'll pop on. We'll bring him up and introduce him when he gets on here. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Missy.
It's about time you made it back, girl.
All right, let's get started here. Okay, as Denny said, as I said earlier, we are going to be talking about human trafficking. I'm not sure if you're up, what do I want to say? I'm not sure if you know the different types of trafficking. There it is. 3 most common types: human trafficking, sex trafficking. Oh, there's more than 3. I'm sorry.
No, 3 different types of human trafficking.
Okay, sex trafficking, forced labor, and debt bondage. So, hi, Miss Natasha.
And Natasha does excellent work on cases as well.
Oh, yeah. Missy, she's been had a lot going on lately. I hear you. Who hasn't, right? All right, so those are the 3 types of trafficking. Some examples of people who might be vulnerable for trafficking, and anybody can really be vulnerable to it, but there are certain type of things that these people look for, and some of these have an unstable living condition, have previously experienced other forms of violence such as sexual abuse or domestic violence. They even have, oh yeah, Dan, that's right. They do. They'll put the body parts on like the black market, and yeah. Have run away or involved in the juvenile justice or child welfare system. Some can be undocumented immigrants. You're facing poverty or economic, I cannot say that word, economic need. Have a caregiver or family member who has substance abuse issue, are addicted to drugs and alcohol. There's nothing that states that's it's not for like a particular race or nationality, gender. No, but none of them care. They just, if you're there and I mean, yeah. So
yeah, they're not picky with that. If they have any kind of target, especially what they consider an easy target, which is a vulnerable person,
what?
They are going.
What? Okay. Here we go. Okay. I had a little pain because I just had a wisdom tooth come in, and then on Friday I had, that's lovely.
Wow.
So you're probably feeling real good, aren't you? Okay. Okay. All right. I'll let you pick up on that one. He can't even read it. Okay. How traffickers lure people in. Stories become weapons in the hands of human traffickers. Tales of romantic, everlasting love or about good jobs and fair wages just over the horizon here. Sometimes the stories themselves raise red flags. Other times traffickers or potential traffickers may raise red flags during recruitment. I mean, let's see. There are so many, and people are not, it doesn't bother them how they go about it either. They can be so cruel, but they're in there for one reason, one purpose.
Right.
Off the top of your head, I mean, have you heard of anything like this kind of stuff that have actually been trafficking rings?
There has been multiple rings taken down the last couple of years, and it's across the nation, across the world.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide issue.
And the one that gets me, and I don't know if you guys remember, but last year, I think is when we talked about it. Remember when during the Super Bowls and whatnot?
Yeah.
How did that go again? Like
the Super Bowl itself is the biggest weekend of trafficking, and the numbers take an incredible spike. In fact, Alex is getting the numbers of how many people are missing where the Super Bowl is going to take place.
I think it's,
And then a week after, he's going to go back in and check and see what the numbers are at that point.
And I know you're probably going, okay, what does the Super Bowl have to do with it? But think about it. That's the busiest place at that time. Easy targets. I mean, anybody. And I mean, we're not trying to scare you and saying, well, don't ever go back to a game because you just never know. But no, that's where they target people out the worst.
See, and a lot of those big events, yes, you're going to have them taking people,
Yeah.
but this is where they're setting up shop
Yeah.
and getting people to
Yeah.
come in. And
because you let your guard down a little bit. You know, you're at a game, you're having a good time. Seeing how it is the Super Bowl, it's going to be a lot bigger, and that's your greatest chance.
And the NFL draft is
that's
Kansas
another one
City this
too.
year.
Oh yeah, the draft is going to be in Kansas City, so right there, that's another one as well.
So we've got the local news is already reporting on it. As far as St. Joe, they're getting measures in place to combat human trafficking while this is going on.
That's horrible. We have to make sure the human trafficking is already. That's horrible. When they take them down, they won't remove the people from missing person stats to protect their victims.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, that's the other thing. You go to any kind of game like that, you always bring your family, whether it be kids or, you know, whatever. It's horrible. Okay. Can you read?
Believe it or not, Southeast Missouri, where I'm at, there is a lot of this trafficking that occurs, but is overlooked and ignored because of the main area. But it's substance and motivated and downright sad.
It is. It's horrible.
And it's normally in areas you would least expect it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why they probably do it, because you wouldn't think otherwise. Goodness. There are a few situations that might raise concerns. A would-be employee refuses to give workers a signed contract. Hi, Alex. And ask them to sign a contract in a language they can't read. A would-be employee collects fees from a potential worker on the opportunity to work in a particular job. A friend, family member, coworker, or student is nearly showered with gifts or money, or otherwise becomes involved in an overwhelming, fast-moving, and asymmetric large difference in groups or financial status. So in other words, it's like a romance. They want to start up a romance, and obviously, you know, no. Okay. Family, friend, student, frequent runaway, and maybe staying with someone who is not their parent or guardian. A family member, coworker, develop a relationship that seems too close with someone they know solely on social media. Family member, friend, whatnot, shows signs of abuse. Offered a job opportunity that seems too good to be true. Recruited for an opportunity that requires them to move far away, but the recruiter or prospective employer avoids answering their questions, or just, you know, give detailed information about the job.
Seeing Dan mentions here, it bothers me because even judges have been brought down from trafficking.
I know, that's the hard part.
Yeah. What they do is take and move a person from one person to the next. Another reason why it's overlooked.
Yep.
You see a girl with one guy one week, and the next week she's dumb, and some with two other guys. That's how the trafficking occurs where she's at.
So it's kind of one of those, you know. Hey, Damien.
Yeah, even Disney employees.
Did you? Yeah, I just read that. Disney? Well, that's great. My oldest is getting ready to go to Disney World. Thanks.
That wasn't too awful long ago.
I know. Thank you. Recognizing labor trafficking. It includes situations where men, women, and children are forced to work because of debt, immigration status, threats, and violence. Keeping victims isolated physically or emotionally is a key method of control in most labor trafficking situations. But that does not mean you never cross paths with someone who's experiencing trafficking. That's the bad part.
You see, at this point, most areas, most people know of at least one person that has been a
Unfortunately,
victim
yeah.
of some type of
I
trafficking.
mean, off the top of your head, can you remember how many cases we have that are?
We have about a dozen cases right now that trafficking is a very high possibility.
All right, Missy. Take care, honey. Get better.
And it didn't mean to say dumb. I meant to say done. And that's what I thought she meant to say. And I'd already read it wrong
Whoops. Oh, and Dan says it was the one in Florida. Yeah, that's where she's going. It's for her 18th birthday. So thanks. Yeah.
Don't you feel old?
Shut up. Okay. All right. You want to read the next one? Or can you read the next one?
I can't.
Denny's printer is on its last leg with the ink. And so we're like having to go like this to read it. So we apologize now.
And Dan says
yeah.
part of him thinks summer was traffic.
Oh, yeah.
And
A lot of it, I mean, the more and more you get into Summer's case, the more it seems to be heading that way because I hate to think otherwise, honestly. But
it's one of those, I'm not seeing a good
yeah.
outcome in Summer's case either way.
I just wish we had some word on her because how long has it been now? I mean, it's been forever and we haven't heard a thing and it kills me. So. We're right here. We're past that one.
See, I can't even read it to tell that.
Yeah.
I got to get new ink.
Okay. I know. The reason I asked him to do it is because I'm like, I can't read properly, apparently. So sorry. Someone may be experiencing labor trafficking or exploitation if they feel pressured by their employer to stay on the job or situation, even though they want to leave, owe money to an employer or recruiter or not being paid what they were promised, do not have control of their passport or other identity documents. I'm telling you. Are living and working in isolated conditions, largely cut off from the interaction of others, appears to be monitored by another person when talking or interacting with others. They're being threatened by their boss with deportation or other harm. They work in dangerous conditions without proper safety gear training, blah, blah. Are living in a dangerous, overcrowded, or inhumane conditions provided by an employer. Boy, it's horrible. Goodness.
See, and with the labor trafficking, a lot of people like to believe that only happens in third world countries or in China or Mexico, places like that.
Yeah.
But that actually happens here in the United States.
Oh, yeah. And see, Dan says almost 25% of missing people, unfortunately, are victims of trafficking. So, and I mean, it's horrible. It just amazes me how big the numbers are.
Yeah.
So.
And every year they are continuously rising.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there have been so many busts that we were talking about just a bit ago. And with all the busts and the huge numbers they've taken down, you would think you would start to see at least a dent in it.
Yeah.
But the numbers are still growing.
Joanne says yesterday was Little Summer's 7th birthday. And Natasha says we've been dealing with Summer's case for 2 years now. 2 years and nothing. God, it's just kind of scary to think about.
And every place that I've had in mind that needed searched for Summer, I've been able to find that other teams, I believe it was Texas EquiSearch that had went in for a while, and then law enforcement, I've been able to find where they have gone in and cleared those areas already.
Really? Jen says, isn't there suspect labor trafficking in California or the pot fields that popped up? Seriously?
Yeah.
Dan says Department of Justice are finally taking it seriously. I wondered how long it was going to take or what it needed to be at before they did. So, wow.
And catfish, I've been to the Wells property and searching, and I still need to go back for more clues.
Well, I would think by now they'd have all the clues. If it had anything to do with them, they'd have it all cleaned up by now.
See,
But that's just my thought.
And with Dan, that starts making you question trafficking.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Alex is on.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. We just got home from dinner. Tammy will be here in just a second. So, how's everything going this evening?
Not
bad.
Good.
Hey.
Hey, okay, Diver's on. How you doing, man?
Natasha, it used to be prostitution ring, and now it's basically renamed as a human trafficking. That is so true.
Yeah.
So, which page are we on your?
We are on the second page, very bottom.
I printed it off, and I thought, wow, the printer printed it off like 3 or 4 times, and then I realized it was 8 pages long.
Yeah, there's quite a bit there.
So, I had printed off some other stuff too that, some stuff that we could possibly read, but I don't know where we're at on talking. So,
No, we were just finishing up. They were talking about Summer, how there might be maybe she's in trafficking as well.
that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Crossed my mind for sure.
Yeah. Now we're getting ready to talk about recognizing sex trafficking. Do you want to go ahead and read that one, Alex?
Well,
Tammy?
real
sorry.
quick, with OK Diver and Dan's comment, I've seen your videos on the cars. They have located several vehicles and getting them pulled out and just doing
Awesome.
incredible work. And are those videos on YouTube? I haven't seen them yet. Are they on YouTube or on Facebook? Because guys, you're going to want to check out his videos on that.
Joanne, for everyone they bust, 5 more pop up. Yep.
Yeah. And there was a video that we recently saw that had to do with trafficking, and the law enforcement were chasing them. Vehicle loses control, goes up an embankment, goes airborne, crashes onto the highway. They get up. First, they pull out, I believe it was a 12-year-old boy. Then they pulled out an illegal immigrant. And then they pulled out the 15-year-old driver. The 15-year-old and the 12-year-old were actually lured into helping the traffickers off of Facebook, because the minors get a lesser sentence than if they had adults doing this and got caught.
And see, that's the thing. A lot of them are forced into doing it and will be punished like they knew what they were doing. Yeah. That's what kills me.
And OK Diver, there's a live on my YouTube, but there's more on my Facebook page. So guys, make sure to check out OK Diver. Doing really good work. Dan,
hi, Tammy. Had to ask Dennis if it was you that sent the request. I wasn't sure. What? Look at Tammy's face. What?
What'd I do?
Yeah. Did you send him a request?
Who?
Dan.
I think I did.
Okay. Then that's what he was asking. Okay, then.
I really because it came across my friend thing, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep, he said on Facebook. So
Yeah.
Okay. So Alex, again, if you want to go ahead and start reading the bottom there, recognizing sex trafficking.
Either
Okay.
that.
Yeah, or whoever, doesn't matter.
Well, Tammy doesn't have her glasses, so she can't read.
Sorry.
My printer inks about
Oh yeah,
out, and
it's
I
horrible.
can't read it.
Yeah.
Okay, so recognizing sex trafficking. Sex trafficking occurs when individuals who are made to perform commercial sex through the use of force, fraud, or coercing. Any child under 18 who is involved in commercial sex is legally a victim of trafficking, regardless of whether there is a third party involved. Someone may be experiencing sex trafficking if they want to stop participating in commercial sex but feel scared or unable to leave the situation, disclose that they were reluctant to engage in commercial sex but that someone pressured them into it, live where they work or are transported by guards between home and workplace, are children who live with or are dependent on a family member with a substance use problem or who is abusive, have a pimp or manager in the commercial sex industry, work in an industry where it may be common to be pressured into performing sex acts for money, such as strip clubs, illicit cantina, go-go bars, I guess I stapled it. I can't read this first word, but have a controlling parent, guardian, romantic partner, or sponsor who will not allow them to meet. I got to rip my staple out. Meet or speak with anyone alone or who monitors their movements, spending, or communications. Sex trafficking in the United States, or in sex trafficking in the United States. One study from the Department of Health and Human Services estimated the number between 240,000 and 325,000, while a report from the University of Pennsylvania put it between 100,000 and 300,000. Very interesting.
That is
Wow.
a large number.
With increased demand for manual labor, sex for hire, and other services around major sporting events, increases in reported human trafficking around the Super Bowl, World Series, and World Cup, among other events, are evident. So can I throw a comment in here real quick?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So